are ranking the top 3 and worst 3 Polene bags in my handbag collection. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So I decided against doing a full Polene collection video just because I have so many and I have so many thoughts on each of them. And I just decided we're just gonna do top 3 and worst 3 in my collection. There are a couple bags that Polene has more recently released that I've kind of been like, I don't think that I would get that. I don't think that that's really my style. And I know that Polene has been increasing their prices as well. So we do have to be a little bit more selective with the styles that we are getting. But I have a lot of thoughts on the 3 that I really like and 3 that just like didn't really fit into my lifestyle, I think. I don't think that they're bad bags. I don't think that they're ugly. I don't think that it's a bad decision to get them. I just don't reach for them as much as I do reach for the first 3. Okay, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so starting with probably the least surprising bag of all, it is the Polene Numero 10. I've had this bag since 2022, like when this bag first came out. And I've had this bag for a while and I absolutely am obsessed with it. If you've been following me for a while, this should be no surprise to you. I take this with me almost on every single vacation because it is just so handy. It fits all of my essentials. It fits a water bottle. It fits my camera, like everything that I'll need for every day. And I feel like because this is just a black shoulder bag, which you can wear as a crossbody, it does have a longer strap to wear as a crossbody, I just am able to take this from day to evening very easily. This bag now retails for $580. I believe when this bag first came out, it was around the $300, $350 price range. So it has gone up quite significantly. I did do a recent video on Polene comparing the 3 stores and which one's actually the cheapest to buy. So I highly recommend checking that out if you are near or planning to go near a Polene store. I highly, highly recommend picking one up there over buying it online and shipping it to yourself, especially if you live here in the US. I really don't have negative things to say about this bag. I really, really enjoy using it. And because I use it so often, because it is so carefree, and because it's just so versatile, it is one of my favorite bags from Polene. The next bag, which is probably a little bit more surprising and a little bit underrated, honestly, from Polene. I feel like a lot of people talk about the Dece and the Seam, but not that many people talk about the Berry, and I am absolutely obsessed with the Berry. I think it has a very nice, like, subtle metal detailing. The strap is adjustable, and it's overall like a really lightweight bag. It's easy to get into, and I feel like the shape just makes it very unique. This bag currently retails for $480, so about $100 cheaper than the Dece. And I really like how easy this bag is to get your stuff in and out of. I still have the stuffing in here. I keep stuffing in all of the bags. And I think it fits quite a bit. You can like easily reach for and things like that, and overall just a bag that you can dress up and dress down. I have seen friends technically remove this strap here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It is a knot, and I personally have not done that. I am not confident that I can get the knot to be as close as possible to the leather strip as it was originally, but technically you can remove the strap. Honestly, I think if you just carry it as a little top handle like this, I think it's quite comparable to my Bottega Mini Jodi. Let me know if you guys want to see kind of like a comparison between the two, but in general, I do really like this style. I love the color. This is actually in the color chalk, and it's just a very easy style to wear. And I think the only con that I do have about this bag is the strap is not like a standard adjustable strap. It is adjustable, which I really like. As you can see here, it's really just like 2 knots that like adjust the strap. So you could make it as short as this and wear it like this, which is super cute. You can just kind of like sling it over your shoulder. But sometimes just like the knots and everything, it does end up getting longer than you expect. So it doesn't stay at that exact length, but I really haven't noticed this unless my bag is really heavy or I'm wearing it like pretty much all day and I'm like walking around. So in general, a really, really, really great bag. I do really like this, and I think it's honestly super underrated for Polene. Last but not least, in terms of my top 3, I feel like we have to include the Seam. This is the regular size, and that's actually very important, as you'll watch the video video a little bit later. And I really love this bag for a couple reasons. And I think the biggest reason being they have 2 straps, or technically 4 straps total. There's one that's kind of a top handle strap, so you can wear it just on the crook of your arm. And then the longer shoulder strap is really handy, especially if you're wearing a thicker sweater or a coat. If you've been watching my videos, you know one of my biggest pet peeves is when this strap just isn't long enough. So I do have certain shoulder bags, because you know I'm a shoulder bag addict, where the strap is just not long enough and I want to wear like a thicker coat with it or whatever. It doesn't fit over my shoulder, and my only option to wear that bag is to hold it on the crook of my arm. If I am wearing a thicker coat and that bag doesn't fit over my shoulder, so for example my Prada Crystal Reedition, I just like don't use that bag. I use a different bag I spring for a crossbody, and I really like that this bag has 2 straps, especially if you are planning to use this bag for work. I think this is a relatively good work bag. I made a video recently that this is not a good travel bag, just because I don't love travel bags that are just kind of an open top. It does have a magnetic closure, but it's an open bag, and I just don't think that that's the best bag for traveling. I will say that this bag is also quite heavy. I believe this is like 2 pounds or something like that. I'm holding this right now and my arm's like getting kind of tired, but I think in general for an all leather tote bag, this is a really great option. So this bag is just over $500 at $520, and I think it is a great option. I will suggest actually getting an organizer for your bag. I actually got this from Handbag Angels, and I'll link it in the description box below. But I really like having an organizer because this bag really doesn't have a ton of organization. It does come with the pouch, but outside of that, it doesn't have any like interior pockets or anything. And I really like that this organizer kind of goes with the shape of the bag, because obviously you can change the shape of the bag, and the organizer does that. You can't see that, but the organizer does that as well, which is really nice. Overall, I think this is a great work bag if you are in the market for a work bag. If you're in the market for a leather tote bag, a low-key leather tote bag, I think this is a fantastic option. Okay, moving over to the worst 3. And I say this very lightly because I still have these bags in my collection, so they're not the worst. But if I were to sell a couple bags, these would probably be on the chopping block. Starting with the Noof. I used to have this is the Noof Mini, or the small size, and I used to have the larger size as well. And I did a whole comparison video on that, and they didn't release this bag until probably a year after I got the Noof regular size. I love the mini size, I do. But this style in particular, it's quite difficult to get your things in and out of. So like, I don't know if you can see, but the small size, this is just like fits my hand. You could kind of like finagle it, but compared to the Berry, where you literally can just like reach your hand in and grab whatever you're looking for, this is just not the most accessible. I do think this is a really unique shape, and it's super cute. It's like a little dumpling, but it is definitely not the most accessible. I ended up selling the large size after I got this one because the large was just like too big on my frame. It's very similar to the Speedy experience that I had. It's just like it didn't fit my frame. I didn't have a use for such a big bag. And this one is a lot better, but in general, it's still not the most easily accessible. The next style that I really just don't reach for is the Seam Mini. I reach for the Seam a lot, especially if I'm going to the office, you know, running errands, things like that. But the Mini I really don't reach for because it's kind of this in-between size where it doesn't exactly fit a laptop. If it's an iPad, if it's like a book, you know, like if you are that kind of person that like really only uses your iPad, or you're taking this bag with your book to like go run errands or sit at a coffee shop, I think this would be great for you. I don't do that. So I really don't have a use for this size of a bag, and it's very similar to my Longchamp small. Like I just didn't have a need for that size bag. I think this is still a great option if you carry a little bit more than I do. I carry my card holder, my sunglasses, my phone, and that's it. So I really don't carry around too much, and that's why I don't have a need for a bag like this. I think if this bag fit my laptop perfectly, I think this would be great because the regular size is quite large. I do have a comparison video between the two bags as well, so I'll leave it in the description box below if you're interested in watching that. But I think I love the color of this bag, and it's hard for me to be like, oh my god, it's time to get rid of it, just because I don't reach for it. But it's just kind of an awkward size for me personally. And if I were to get one, I'd probably just get the regular size because that fits so much more than this mini size. Last but certainly not least, which is honestly so upsetting that this is on my list, is the Polene numero set, the number 7 in the regular size. I do actually have the mini size now, which is why I felt comfortable letting go of the regular size, but I really didn't reach for the regular size that often. The number 7 was actually my first Polene bag ever, and that was what started this whole addiction, and I love that bag. I love the look of it, but it was really heavy and I just didn't have a use for a bag that size. And I really thought that I was gonna bring that bag to work. Granted, my fiance got that for me December 2020, and little did I know I would rarely step foot into the office again. But even for work, that bag doesn't really fit a water bottle. It fits like your essentials, but then you're still hand carrying your laptop. It was just not a bag that I really reached for. In addition to that, the thick leather strap was actually quite thick and not very flexible, so I really just didn't love using that bag. I would wear it as a top handle on the crook of my arm, but since I got the mini size, I feel like this is just a lot better for my everyday. This doesn't fit as much as some of their other like mini sized bags, I will say. I think because of the shape and like how it like goes inward like that. I don't know if that makes sense. But because of the shape, it really doesn't fit that much. But I do really like that this one has a chain strap over the thicker leather strap. And this one is just a little bit easier to incorporate into everyday compared to the full-size version. This set now is also almost $600, which is kind of crazy. And it is one of their less popular styles, I will say. I think it has a very elegant design. I think it's just not a style and a size that I reach for my everyday. Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite Polene bag. And I will leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!